We're going to go to Tom in California to
Iman.
ask the first question. Tom, you are up with Iman.
Thank you. Iman, thank you for being here and telling your story. I can't imagine as a teenager being thrown into another country and having to learn another language. I think being a teen is hard enough. Thanks to Aveline, I started following you on Instagram the other day, and I saw one of your reels, and it was very interesting, and I'm curious what sparked it. I'm going to paraphrase it, but you said, I wish social media would go away for a year so that people could get more realistic, I think it was. Can you tell me what sparked that?
Yeah, I'm going through this phase. I think it's maybe not a phase. It's been, I think, lasting, because I was very, very active on social media, especially Instagram, back in my 20s. And now that I feel like I'm in my 30s, approaching mid 30s, I just feel like that it's pulling us more and more out of reality and into this really, I would say, world where we pretend certain things that aren't always true, and we're trying so hard to, I would say, do the most to portray this version of ourselves that is not real. And I think that creates more and more disconnect between our, I call it higher self, who we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to blossom into, and who we think society wants us to be. I think now with TikTok and Reels, there is this notion of trends, right? So in order for you to be relevant and for you to get likes and views and thrive on social media, you have to jump on a trend that everybody else is doing. I think it takes away from our originality, our ability to think for ourselves, our unique stance. You feel like in order for you to be successful or be kind of relevant, you have to do what everybody else is doing. And I never really subscribed to that school of thought. I always felt like anything that we do in life should reward originality and uniqueness, and really be able to give you the platform and the opportunity to really be who you are, as opposed to following a trend because you're going to get more likes if you follow this trend, or you use this music, or you use this voiceover. It just I think it's just disconnecting us from who we truly need to be. I will say though, obviously social media has a lot of pros as well, but for me, I'm having a hard time these days finding that those pros outweigh the cons.
I have to say I agree. This summer we were hiking in Zion, and we went out early and we had a great time hiking and getting through there. And then on the way back, a lot of people came, and all people were doing was being on their phones, taking pictures and videos. And I just was so frustrated that you're in the middle of this beauty and you're just TikToking.
Yeah, but you can't help but ask yourself, like, are these people really here for the nature, for the beauty, for the experience, or are they here to create the content and leave? And I've seen that, and I will say I was one of those too. Sometimes I really realize, I'm like, wait, I said yes to this plan just because I wanted to Instagram it. That is not okay. I should be excited to be present. And my fiance is very good at reminding me, because he's not really a social media person at all. And I think that's why for me, I've always wanted, like, I'm going to marry someone who's completely not on social, because I need that, reality check every now and then. And sometimes he's like, okay, but you're here in this amazing area and this like beautiful lake, but you have not looked up once. All you do is take photos and edit them and put them into Reel. And then you're like, okay, let's leave. So what was the experience that you actually experienced on your own outside of creating the content around it? And that's the thing. We subconsciously don't even know that we're doing that. And I know I was caught up in it to a point where I felt like it completely disconnected me from being present with my family, with the loved ones, being able to enjoy experiences without feeling like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and like document all of it. It felt very much more pressure for me to use my real life to create something even more extraordinary for people to see, as opposed to enjoy it for myself. And also being able to be myself and original. And it's just a very, it's like a tug of war that is happening in my head constantly. And these days I'm taking a lot of videos and content, but I'm never posting them anymore because I just felt wrong about it.
I just had an interesting experience. So I was just in Atlanta to support my friend Jesse Itzler, who was doing something for his dad. And we went to kind of this after party, and Jesse was there, and Sarah Blakely, and you know, Dougie Fresh, and Run DMC, and Arrested Development, like all these. And you know, in that moment, we were with good friends Megan Riley and her husband Chris, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not taking any pictures. I'm not, even though this was like such an insane opportunity to get pictures with all these amazing people, I'm like, no, I'm going to enjoy the moment. And we wound up, like, to me, 10 o'clock is late. We were there until 2:15 in the morning. Didn't take one picture, and had just the best time because I was present the whole time, and it was awesome.